Hello, welcome pen friends. I thought I'd just take you on just a little bit of a journey down memory lane of 2020 in my ink journals. And this is what I call my launching pad. This is the Bond Travel Gear A5 68 GSM Tomoe River paper journal. And I didn't work too much in here. I went from this bookmark here to here. It was more of a launching pad where I would do my spreads for 30 inks, 30 days. And I did complete 2 of those. I did the June one and the September one. And then I also did July, I did 31 days of red inks. But anyway, these were the primary journals that I was really using day to day. The Lockbee A5. And this is also 68 GSM Tomoe River. And I imagine we'll go pretty quick through some of them because we have been together. I've gone through section by section as I did inks. But I felt like it was really kind of neat. There were things that I was noticing. And I thought you might like to go on the journey with me. So let's start with the Lockbee journal. And it's right here at this green. So I was already in the journal, so 2019 had quite a bit of stuff in it. And this starts with my January inked pens and my report card. And that's something, let's see, let me make you a little closer, just a little bit. Okay, that might help just a little. That's something I plan to continue. I've done it every month, I think. I may have missed, I think I missed 1 month because of back trouble. So I'll continue it. I can look back and I can see what I had inked and how it went. And it's really a good reference. But what I need to do, I need to get back in the front and work on the index because I'm terrible at that. But it won't be hard. It's something I can do watching, movies or just hanging around on a cold day. I can just work on that with one of my gray fountain pen or something. I could do some referencing and page number because this is numbered pages, so it's really handy. So then, I don't know why I cut this off, but I did. So apparently this was an ink flight because I noticed that I said ink flight 35 December 2019. Okay, so I didn't do it until January though because this is the January inked pens. So I ended up going through these. There was the blue one first. I don't even remember this one, but it's gorgeous. Look at that chromatography. Whew, that was fun. And then the brown one. Dark brown. Okay, so with the 2 mil, I probably haven't had much revisiting of these because there wasn't much. When I order the 4 mil samples always. So and then here's a nice beautiful. Ooh, it's kind of, is it red? Is it orange? But that's beautiful. Huh. Okay, maybe those were the 3 I wanted to do because it ended. Huh. Then I must have been getting ready to review the Jinhao 301. Oh yes, the purple diamond hat. That was a really nice, that was a fun one to review too. So here's the February report card. Got an A+, and my favorite pen ink this month was the Twisby Go 1.1 with Birmingham Boysenberry. Aha. There it is. That's pretty dark for a purple, but it was nice. Okay, and then we just keep going. Oh, look at that. February, March. So I didn't do a lot of in between there. But one thing I did notice is that in these journals, I'm really bad about not dating. And that I've got to remember because it would really help me when I look back to see exactly when that was. I don't know what it is. And even here, I don't know when I did this, but I got a sample of Ackerman Gourmet Pink. I ordered it. I still remember not realizing it was out and being excited about that. And then I decided to do a water test and some sprays. This is my favorite gray ink, Graf von Faber-Castell Stone Gray. In fact, I'm using that all the time in 2 major journals. Here we go. Here's April. I'm not going to go real slow because there's so much to cover, but I thought we'd just kind of flip through. And then, oh yeah, Ferris Wheel Press sent me little charger-sized samples of their spring inks. I found these weren't saturated enough for me, except for, I did like Pink Eraser, but even Little Robina wasn't saturated enough for me, although I know a lot of people that liked it. Okay, and then Oh, a bunch of Vinta inks. Now those I think were in a ink flight. But you see, I didn't label this real good. And that's something I've got to get better at, I think. I think it would help me. Here's May. But I was really consistent about inking up approximately 8 pens and doing a report card. I was consistent. And that I'm going to thank myself because I can see, like here was where I was trying out Lambert Slate, another beautiful gray. And I said, perfection. Okay, I really liked it in that Twisby Go with a broad nib. Oops, probably covering my microphone. There's the June report card. Wow, that jumps right out at me. Oh, look, I put a stars beside these two. Oh, Diamine Alexandrite is a gorgeous teal. That, you know, I haven't anywhere near done that enough testing. Okay, then along came June 2020, and I did all blue inks for the 30 inks 30 days. I just wish I'd done this format different. You'll see when we get to the red ones. I like the red format better that I did. Okay, and then along came summer 2020, and Ferris Wheel Press sent me their the chargers, the samples of their summer inks, and I fell in love with the raspberry. I came back in November 27th and did a full workup on the raspberry. That I just love that color, and it looks a lot like Van Diemen's Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend shimmer, except for this, it isn't shimmer unless you go ahead and add your own little shimmer to it. So yeah, I'm enchanted by that. And here comes July. Huh. Interesting choices for July of colors. That's nice. That I was using a Food Aid nib, the Twisby Prairie Green. That's actually more saturated than I thought it was. And then here was a beautiful Robert Oster Blue Denim. I like that. Beautiful color, but a bit too dry. See, I wouldn't remember that. I would just see this and go, ooh, ooh. But I think, you know, this is at the end of the month when I do the report card. This is, the first impressions are usually always like, you know, whoopee of everything. So, okay, here's the red I was talking about. I like the format better where I'm able to write the name of the ink. That blue format didn't work good. I mean, I don't like that. It's pretty. It looks like a quilt, but this is more useful to me to sit down and look at these and compare them and know right away without having to look at a chart what the names like Noodlers, Suffrage, Carmine. You know, here it is, Palette de Roshizuku. If I was comparing pinks or something, Kobe number 41, that stands out. That was a standout, and it's going to show up in my other journal. Geez, I don't know if I have time to do this all in one. Okay, here's August. That was nice. Oh, that's one that I ended up really liking, Moon Man. I mean, yes, the pen, but Robert Oster Gold Antiqua. That was really nice. Huh. I liked it really well, how it looked on watercolor paper and how it reacted to the water. This is September. Oh, I got to test out Lamy Safari Dark Lilac. And a pen friend recently sent me another little 10 mil sample. Oh my gosh, I feel so blessed because I never thought I would ever see Lamy Dark Lilac. It's long gone and sold out, you know. And then, oh, down here, Mont Blanc Psychedelic Purple. I was comparing it with Royal Purple, which for the money, the Royal Purple is really, really awesome, but there's just nothing quite like the intensity of that Mont Blanc Psychedelic Purple. Okay, and then, oh, here's September. Now, September is always the month I enjoy the most as far as 30 inks, 30 days. Seems like we get, Tom gets more participation, there's more excitement. For some reason, or maybe it's just me in September, and it's what got me started in my ink career, if you want to call it that. You know, like 3 years ago, I just accidentally stumbled onto something I really enjoyed, which was, you know, trying out inks and doing a little video, and, you know, I just was brand new to it back then. Okay, here's where I actually put them side by side, head to head, the Mont Blanc Psychedelic Purple sample that was sent from a pen friend in the UK. Or Germany. Wait, I'm generalizing, and that's terrible. I have to look at his index card to remember exactly where that came from. But that was really nice to get a sample. And then the Twisby Royal Purple, which is gorgeous, but they're not really the same. And you can see that. Your screen is not lying to you. There's a difference. But they're both really beautiful inks. And amazing. And of course, I did cost comparisons and everything. 86 cents a mil compared to 36 cents a mil. But that's not always the only thing. This was my ink of the year as far as, you know. Whoops.
It's 5 p.m.
Oh, I can never seem to straddle that time clock of my husband's. Okay. Anyway, you know how my brain is like a loose wire. But here's October. October inked pens. Okay, I don't know what I'm trying to think of. It's like, what, maybe I missed September? I don't remember. I know that I had some trouble there, but, But I did it. I did something, so that's awesome. Had a purple and... Oh, yeah, okay. I remember now. I did this, and then 3 days later, I had a terrible problem with my back. That's why I was like, really? I did October inked pens? I didn't think I did. But okay, here's where I fell off the wagon and ordered just the samples for the ink flight, because really I should just give up and just order the ink flight, or, get on there recurring. But actually things are changing, and that's not going to happen. But I just have so many ink samples. But I always love it, and every once in a while I just plain fall off the wagon and manage to snag one after the fact. Okay, this is the December. This brings us up to date. This is where I am now, working with all of these. But I have filled this in because I have written for a solid 2 weeks with these. I will come in with a red pen if I have any kind of, if anything happens. Like Diamine Golden Ivy, I almost refilled that because it's my favorite. But then I said, no, I really need to give more chance for some of the others. And so I empty that pen, like I wrote it dry, and I decided not to refill it. I cleaned it out because that's that. Seems like there was another one too. But anyway, I will come back in with red if I feel like anything changed between now and the end of December. And then this is just the one I just did, was a sample I ordered from Van Ness, is Diamine Ho Ho Ho, and it's a beautiful red. It's really pretty. So I put that up on Instagram. So far, that's the only one. And the reason I put it in here is because I managed to fill both of these up, and I'm not ordering anything right now, and there's nothing wrong with the rest of this notebook. This is the paper I like, the right color and everything. So let's see. This is journal number 1. And I kind of think I didn't really start till here. I was just puttering around before that. I don't know. I did some Noodlers samples that came in through the door. I was just kind of scribbling all the Twisbys to compare them. It really wasn't much. It was just me making a mess, which is fine. It's not that I don't, want to show that. But I really got serious here. And that's where I started using this book as... testing out a different ink. And this was the 30 inks, 30 days for June 2020. So I've already done flip throughs of these, so I'm going to go pretty fast. But I guess you could pause if you wanted to look at something. And I think I got a little more detailed as I went along, but we'll go right along. Because I've done separate flip throughs on all of these. And I'll try to do a link or a playlist or something that'll give you access at the end. But so yeah, I was splattering directly on the page. I've changed that now. Okay, here's where I changed it. I started realizing that I was having a lot of splash back through. Maybe not so much because this is 68, but I realized that if I put it on the other paper, it just made me happier and it was a little bit more secure. See, I needed to cover messes like that. That just didn't work out. So I started to learn how to do it, but I still hadn't learned yet. So we're going through. There's some really pretty inks in here. Some Pilot Iroshizuku's. Diamine Smoke on the Water. Okay, we're starting to get almost to the point where I clued into this business here needing to be covered on the other side, but not quite. Lamy Turquoise. Okay. It seems like it's still election time, the way we're getting all these crazy phone calls. Oh. Anyway. Okay, the KWZ, Meet Me in St. Louis. That was gorgeous. Diamond teal. I did get a little tired of doing blue, blue, blue. And then the same thing happened when I did the red. Whoopsie, I still hadn't gotten a clue. At one of these times, I think I've clued in to how to do it so I wouldn't have a backsplash on all these things. Monteverde Peace Blue, Super Show Blue, Mommy Crystal, Benetite. Yeah, it got really like, oh, another blue. I really liked September better because I did a varied kind of thing. Okay, and this was in July. I did 31 red inks, 31 days or something. I did some weird thing. But it was good. It really was, because I had a lot of reds built up. This was one of my very favorites, Colorverse Redshift. I'm going fast, or I'm going to need to go fast, because you don't have all day, I'm sure. But Pelican Edelstein Star Ruby, one of my favorites. But I realized I really liked Colorverse Redshift better. And I can't tell you why, because I see a lot of shading on Star Ruby. Could be a little drier, though, than the Colorverse. I think that might be it. You know, I'm for the Fire Hose inks. And then Diamond Communication Breakdown, Germany exclusive. That's a gorgeous ink. That, you know, if I didn't already find myself, you know, trying not to drown in ink, I probably would have a bottle of that. It's beautiful. But I've enjoyed the sample sent by a pen friend. That was sent by pen friend MW. Okay. And then, oh, I think I made a note. Hard to find. Try Amazon. Okay. That was just at the time, though. It could be different now. This surprised me. Rohrer and Klinger Morinda was lighter than I thought it was going to be. But I had a lot of fun. And then this Troublemaker had so much gold sheen. It was really, really unusual and pretty. I think you can see that if I let that light hit it down here. It's just really pretty. So I enjoy that. And look at that pink. It's like neon pink coming out. Montegrappa Red. Oh, here's that ink I said I would mention. Kobe number 41. Suma Rikyu Rose. This was, this little tile was sent by a pen friend in Australia. And after she did that, I ordered a sample from Van Ness. And it's gorgeous. Oh, it's just right up my alley. Califolio and Grenoble. That was pretty too. So we just go on and we finish the month. Whoops. Oh, Noodler's Tokyo Gift. This was one where I loved the name, but the ink didn't wow me as much as the name did, so that was interesting. It's beautiful, but I expected more. You know, they know how to do things when they name those inks. And then Robert Oster Hot Pink. That's pretty. Still, I don't think is quite as intense as Riku Rose. See how you get more of the magenta jumping out of the Kobe. That's just really, really intense, but it's hard to show you. Whoops, oh, it's crooked. Oh no, I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, and then, oh, Robert Oster Lipstick Red. I got rid of that bottle. Pass that on to someone who might like it, and then, okay, that's it. Now for the final one. Okay, this was my number 2, Lockby A568 GSM, and we continue with the red. I had a really good time. I mean, I would have told you, I didn't really do much this year, but when I look at it in a wider angle, I did a lot with ink this year. I also was kind of overwhelmed at times with all the ink samples, and that's just the way it is. I am an instigator of that just as much as people who send ink to me, so it's what we do and what we enjoy. I just have to find a way to organize better and fix my, get my ADD brain lined up with this, because seriously, sometimes I just cannot organize it well enough for myself, but I'm working on it. These were real pretty. Pelican Brilliant Red. That had a lot of gold sheen. I don't know if I can really show it, though. I'm losing lighting here. This was a sample from a pen friend in the UK who sent Noodler's Suffrage Carmine, and it was the color of the ink used for the first vote, where women used the pink the first time, they were allowed to vote. Wow, it's just amazing. A lot of history there. Monteverde Cherry Danish. I guess I skipped. Huh. Wow, I still had not figured it out. Well, no, I began to, because here's where I did this sample, and then I covered it on the other side with that one. And then once I got going with that, it was nice. Ooh, that's pretty. This is one of my December inks, this J.R. Bond Rouge Hematite Shimmer. It's really nice. It's pretty, and I've used it quite a bit for Christmas cards. It's gorgeous. Diamine Wine Divine. So that finished out the red. And then I would have told you, well, I really didn't do much after that, but I did. I actually did. I was working with the Lamy Dark Lilac, which just did this impressive gold. Oh, I could look at that almost all day. I could just, you know, if you give me an ink sample, I could just keep splattering and oh, that's terrible. And typical. Okay, so then this must be the start of 30 Inks, 30 Days. Let me just check. Okay, that was July. Oh my goodness, Chris. You'd think I'd have a decent, there it is. Yeah, Noodler's Golden Aspen. So this is what, this, you know, the master ink book here has the calendar, and then all of the dailies are in here. That's why I really need to work on, you know, I could tap in a little index in this one, and the other book, the Travel Gear hardcover has a nice index in it. So I really need to do that, because there are some that I want indexed. I want to know where to find them really quickly. So that's a nice project for winter and for these times where we have to be at home. We have to be distancing and all that. Don't get me started. But that was a really fun month because I had a lot of variety of color, and I really enjoyed it. And then there was my nutball business where I bought an entire giant 16-ounce bottle of Noodler's King Philip Requiem, not even knowing that it was completely, you know, I knew Noodler's inks were pretty aggressive, but oh my goodness, yeah, it stains, and it, but it's beautiful, and I did find the perfect match. The perfect match for me was my 1.1 Lamy nib in my Vista, and my Vista's already stained, so there's no harm, no foul. I mean, whenever I ink this up, I'm going to put it in the 1.1, and I'll think of pen friend Christine, because she used her stub. She loved her Lamy stub, but I never feel like the inks are flowy enough in it, except for this one. This one comes out like a fire hose, so it was a fun time. Don't get me wrong, but definitely, I'm the queen of saying get a sample, and I bought a 16-ounce bottle without a sample. Well, you really couldn't get one, or at least I couldn't. I had never gotten my hands on any, so. Okay. Day 9 was Discovery Green. That is gorgeous. Oh, that's got some sheen going on, too. I mean, look at that red. That'd be a really pretty color for this season, the holiday season. And then Slag Gray, which is gorgeous, the Birmingham. Let's see. I'm going to have to go back. Oh, no, it says research. Yeah, new and old. I have to check and see which formula that was. I want to say new, but I'm not really sure. I think going forward, I need to keep all those Birmingham, the older ones, separate, because they are a little different now, even the same named ones. So that's what I plan to do. That'll become private stock samples that I just use. You know, I can't review from any of the older stuff. I really can't. So, okay, Noodler's Chisholm Trail. Oh, that's really pretty. I really love that. And it had a lot of water resistance, and yet it just had a gorgeous, appealing look to it, a medium brown. And I couldn't find any anywhere. Sold out at Van Ness, checked Dromgools, etc. Seems hard to find. So that was my note to self there. It was almost a relief it wasn't available, because I don't need another ink bottle. Because need is a word that needs to be properly defined. This is gorgeous too. Diamine Mombado's hat. It's nice and dark and saturated, and let's see what's it doing for sheen. It's got a dark sheen. It's a little bit difficult to capture in the camera. Let's see. Get through this. Colorverse Tango. That reminds me of something else. Was it Martian? I don't know. I remembered a Colorverse ink that I wanted to get, but I didn't have to, because as it turned out, KWZ Monarch, which I was trying to replicate, became available again. over at Fonto Prumo, so I ordered a bottle because that's my favorite orange of all time. And then this is the beautiful Diamine Pansy in the Flowers series, and it had that gorgeous sheen. Not quite as knock your socks off as Lamy Dark Lilac, and it's more of a kind of a green tinged gold, kind of a sheen or whatever you want to call it, but it's gorgeous, and it's going to be in my pens a lot in 2021 because I got a little 30 ml bottle. Oh, this was the sad story about the cat that they experimented on. We're going to skip over that. And then Robert Oster Muddy Bucket, which was pretty. Robert Oster Sydney Lavender. These were some really nice samples from a pen friend. Pure Pen Saltier from the Celtic set. Gorgeous set of inks. Another Pilot of Shizuku. Willie is a lot better. Okay, so, you know, life goes on in the background there, or the foreground. He definitely gave me a scare back then when he had that abscess. Okay, and then there's this straight Diatramenous Ebony. This is gorgeous. Love it. It's so pretty. You know, it's coming across dark, but it's got some really nice dark maroonish, reddish, brown kind of tones, and I like it a lot. And it's got a lot of water resistance too. And here's another bright purple. There's so many bright purples. I have gone absolutely, I don't want to say the words. We'll just say nuts with purple inks. So Colorverse Cat, that had a lot of beautiful shimmer. And I think, yeah, there you can see some of it. And I even made a little art. Cocoa approved ink. This is really lifting my spirits looking at this. I had a fun time doing this. And it helps me, kind of helps me when I'm focused on a different ink. Maybe not every day, but when I am doing it every day like I was, it really is a positive focus every single day. Doing these little mini studies means I get to look at the chromatography, the water resistance, the splatter effects. If I feel like drawing, I'll draw. And I get to see what it looks like in a nib. Almost always I will be using a broad nib in my Lamy Vista or my Jinhao X750. So, and then these were like spring colors all right in the middle. Oh, Scribbo. Yeah. Yeah, all these are Scribbo that actually I think were gifted to me by Vanessa, thrown in with a large order that I made. So that was so awesome. Really nice of them. I think I've got a couple of more too in my big bag of need to look at next. I've got some from them. I've got 3 more, I think. So I really need to get organized. Good thing I'm doing this year in review and trying to see what is next, because I really need some organization. October Diamine Moon Dust, that was fun. So that ended 30 inks 30 days with an orange Scribbo. I can't say the name of it, but that was really nice. Finally, I'm getting my eye exam and new glasses. Okay. Yeah, this was right before the pain came. Oh, okay. Then we skip a lot of days because I was back to my ink desk on October 12th, but I was knocked off with everything that happened with my back. But see, I really got revived looking at these beautiful inks. These Van Diemen's Shimmer ink was so pretty. 4 Seasons Frost. Winter Morning Frost, I mean. It's out of the 4 Seasons set series. Van Diemen's is an ink company to watch out of Australia. I'm really excited about what they're doing. I know I sound like a scattered squirrel here, because I am. When it comes to ink, I really am. I've got my fingers in every cookie jar, I guess, to do with ink. But it's so much fun. Ackerman number 13, Simplicity's Violet. I thought might be almost an exact for Lamy Dark Lilac, but although it has definitely some similarities, it's just a beautiful purple in its own right, I think. It just, to me, doesn't look just like it. But also now I have a different sample. I could compare how the 2 samples. Someone suggested maybe I needed to do that, so I will. And then Van Diemen's, this is the shimmer that I said looked just like Ferris Wheel Press Double Raspberry, except for that it has shimmer. And then Pen Friend gifted me this beauty. Look at that shimmer. Oh my gosh. A sample of this Hipponoto and Kiwi ink V1 limited edition. That's one I kind of regret not getting, but that's, you know, you have to put some kind of lid on it. Note to self. Van Diemen's Federation Peak, that's a pretty sample too that I got. A lot of water resistance there. And another one, Tongue Spider Orchid by them. And then we go into, that is so strange. I guess I was putting the numbers of the day, the month even, but see, I didn't bother to put, most likely that's November. Ferris Wheel Press sent me a bunch of inks, so here we go. And you've seen, those are all done in separate videos, so you can go, and they're very recent, so I'm going to go a little bit quicker because we got to get to the end. Because, 30 minutes, it may take all day to upload. Okay, you've seen those, and then let's see how I finish this book. I did another purple. You could see that I was still on the hunt for Lamy Dark Lilac lookalikes. Cross Violet, though, is another one. Beautiful, beautiful. It doesn't actually, in my book, compare head-to-head with Lamy Dark Lilac, but it's gorgeous, and I really liked how it acted. Sheen, water resistance, no. Very, very economical. The flow was very good in a broad nib. Dries flat, somewhat chalky. Well, I don't know now looking at that whether I'd agree with that. I might argue with myself. Intense purple, very beautiful. That I will agree with. Okay, I did a bomb out on these circles and realized I was going to ruin this page if I did that. And then, so this is a good place to end, because these are my December inks, and I'll be doing, when I do the January Chris's Inked Pens, we'll be talking about that report card and any red notes that I have to write in the report card, because I did it mid-month knowing that I already have a really clear impression of all of these. I just got done writing tons of cards and letters. And I think that's a good place to end. But I'll just say, if you don't already keep an ink journal, it's fun. It's so much fun, and you can literally use anything. It just happens that this is my favorite paper, is the 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. I got my start with this when a pen friend sent a live notes from Pen Gallery. So if you're over in the UK or in that area, check out Pen Gallery, because they also have the 68 GSM paper. And that's when I learned, when I got that sample notebook sent to me, that it was so great paper. Well, I hope this was kind of a visual treat or a little break from whatever you might be dealing with. And I know it's helping me kind of set my course for 2021, because I want to get back to my roots, which is ink. And not that I ever really left it, but I've dabbled in all kinds of things, but ink is my first love in the hobby. So I will see you very soon, and take care. Bye for now.